Amid the never ending demands of everyday life, reality dawned on me. I am at the end of an incredible journey, and the new year looms on the horizon. After sipping the remaining drops of coffee in my mug, I watched the sunrise from my window, and I let out a long sigh that I conquered the traps of this year, that I made it this far. You've taught me to hope again, with their soothing melody and words that speak from the heart. You reminded me that it's still a good year even when things went south. 2020 felt like trudging up a steep hill that even when the year ended, my feet still felt sore and weary. It's not easy rising up from a terrible downfall, is it? But as you said, we may have lost sight of the sun, but I'm sure we'll still see the dawn. You have taken me on a stroll among comely flowers. I remember you told me how a gray stone caught your sight and how its coarse surface brought back certain memories. Memories that carry the pain of bygones, the frustration of previous failures and unfulfilled ambitions. But you reminded me to refocus my gaze instead of dwelling in the past. Though there lies a gray stone in the grass, you chose to hold on to a flower's petal. Thank you for reminding me to focus more on the beauty of the things that deserve more of my attention, like the wind gently blowing the flowers in a field, reminding me of peace and hope. I learned from you that a father's love is strong and that it can propel a child to grow in grace. You unreservedly shared how your father imparted lessons about life that are worth more than the finest jewel in the world. How hard work surpasses challenging circumstances, and that one needs to accept the unalterable things to help them grow. That one needs to accept the unalterable things. How one must remember their priorities, and how pride can be silenced by humility, and that the beauty of discernment comes out when one is given the freedom to choose by journeying with a wise man who has been through the highs and lows of life. Just like Abba Father's overwhelming love for us all, our Father's love keeps us secure in this dark world. Thanks to you, I learned how I can better cope up with criticisms. I know how it feels to fear being perceived as not good enough, to be told that your outputs are mediocre, that every effort falls short. I know the disappointment of not getting an approval. Yet, I am grateful for reminding me that imperfections also refine, and it is fine, and that a constant modeled attempt of doing things right is also beautiful. Perfection is far or maybe even impossible to reach, but we can thrive to be the good as how and who we are meant to be, in humility, with gentleness, and always with a grateful heart. Above all, God's approval matters the most. Despite our shortcomings, He tells us that His grace is sufficient. And how lovely it is to be reminded we can also rest as the sun sets. Panghinaot, with its bright tune ascertains us that we can take a pause and let tomorrow worry itself. Every new day equates hope, a chance to be the change in the world. Just as our great Creator rested, I must take a break and let His grace renew my hope. Here I am, breathing, still journeying with a grateful and fearless heart. As I silently await the coming of the new year, holding my cup of coffee in one hand, I bid farewell to 2021 with a heart full of joy and lessons you taught. I learned that a future full of hope emanates as the Father in heaven enriches me with His love and grace to persevere and journey again. I pray to always have the fresh eyes that gaze upon the love beneath the clouds, and to always have the heart that holds this grace to reign forever. And while I hope for the next unfolding chapter, may I captivate many more hearts to cultivate and create an obelisk that exemplifies your love throughout the world.